Are there any Gen Xers out there who remember having to sit at the kitchen table hours after everybody else had finished their food, dishes were done, put away, staring at the wall? There was no TV, there was no cell phone to look through. You're literally on your own in the kitchen by yourself, looking at a plate of food that you absolutely hated. A lot of people I know had issues with meatloaf. I don't know how a single meal can be so horribly made. My husband's hated meal was stuffed bell peppers. For me, it was fish sticks. Vanderkamp fish sticks. I would be at that table for 3 hours. Honestly, I remember my parents would get me ready for bed, showered, cleaned up in my pajamas before dinner, because they knew that I would be sitting at that table until bedtime. The expectation was to eat dinner. Nothing else was being made. I couldn't save it for later. Not that fish sticks actually saves well, but I couldn't save it for later. I had a job to do. That was my job, and I looked at it for hours, and I hated that with a passion. Does anybody else remember that? Maybe it was just me. I started this account 2.5 years ago, and I was told at the time, when you do TikTok, you don't mess with the algorithm. You post one thing. It's not Facebook. You don't get to post cat videos and politics and your main focus. You don't do that. You just focus on the one topic, and that way the algorithm knows what to do with you. So for the past 6 months, I have been sitting at this proverbial table. God has given me a job to do, and I've been sitting and looking at this plate and kind of arguing. I don't want to do that. It's going to mess up my algorithm. No one's going to listen to this. And yet for 6 months, I keep getting the same information. So here it is. I'm getting this off my plate. I know the freedom on the other side of this isn't going to happen right away, but I need to do it so that my business can move on. The Christian church is not any healthier than the non-Christians. I mean, yes, that is a generalization. There are going to be your amazingly fit, healthy people, but I can't find a single study that says that Christianity stands out from non-Christians in terms of health, fitness, fewer medications. I did find a couple studies. One study said Christians tend to be happier. We have community that we get together with on a regular basis. We tend to have lower rates of addiction. Generally, they make a general assumption that Christians will have fewer thought issues, but there is no study that says that, yeah, Christians are on fewer meds. Christians have a lower waist to height ratio. Christians live longer. There isn't any study that says that. And I get it. We live in a broken world. We are broken people. We are just forgiven. But we are also called out of the darkness. We are called to be the salt to the world, to the non-Christians. Ultimately, we are called to live a life that the non-believers can look at us and say, man, I want that. And zero pointing finger, like I'm talking about myself as well, right? I have gotten myself healthier, but I still have room to improve. So while my TikTok account has talked consistently about a natural nutraceutical that helps with type 2 diabetes, metabolic health, cholesterol, stubborn belly, weight. That has been my entire focus, and I'm just making a tiny shift. I'm really going to start posting more with the Christian talk, Jesus talk, that as a whole, the church, myself included, needs to step up. We need to get healthy. We need to be able to go out at a moment's notice to help those that need it. And so that is what is on my plate. I don't know who's going to listen to this. I don't know. I totally trust that God is bigger than this, that God will push this in front of the people that need to hear it. And so going forward, my TikTok is going to be focused on helping the church to get healthy, to get the structure and the support that it needs to step out of the darkness that we have created, the medications and the food that have become easier for us, even as Christians. And I'm not saying we have to become Little House on the Prairie at all. Life happens. We're still going to have moments where, we need to just live in life. And I get that. But overall, we should be able to look at the Christian church and recognize that we are different, that we are set apart, and that we want to bring people along for the spiritual healing, but the physical healing as well. There's so much that we as a church can be doing. And it's kind of my line in the sand.